what works better, ignoring the wound or letting God rewrite the belief? Hi, friends. Welcome back to Department 88. I'm Amy Charbonneau, and over the last few episodes, we've been talking about what truly brings transformation, healing the heart instead of just modifying behavior and healing emotions rather than avoiding them. Today, we're taking this another layer deeper. We're asking a question many of us were never taught how to ask honestly. What actually works better, ignoring the wound or letting God rewrite the belief behind it? Now, if you've ever said, that was a long time ago, but still feel its impact today, then this episode is for you. Ignoring wounds often can feel like strength. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm so over it, or that doesn't affect me anymore. I forgave, so I shouldn't still feel this. And sometimes ignoring the wound does help. It helps us function. But functioning is not the same as healing. And unhealed wounds do not stay quiet. They shape how we interpret people, places, things, and circumstances. They influence how we lead in our life, in our personal life, professional life, in our family, in our ministry. They quietly inform what we believe about ourselves, God, and others. We may forget the moment, but the belief that it created often remains. Scripture places enormous importance on belief, not just behavior. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Notice it's not about thoughts in your head alone. It's about what has settled in your heart. And there are episodes we did before talking about the Hebrew words for heart, the Greek word for heart in the Bible, what they really mean. So when wounds happen, especially relational and spiritual wounds, beliefs get formed. I'm alone. I can't trust so-and-so. God won't come through. He doesn't answer prayers for me. Something's wrong with me. These beliefs don't disappear just because time passes. They have to be rewritten. Now, God does not overwrite beliefs through force. He rewrites them through truth, presence, and encounter. In Psalm 147:3, he says he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Notice the healing comes before the binding. Dr. Jim Wilder teaches that lasting transformation happens when truth is experienced in a relationally safe context. This is like our relationship with God, a trusted friend, a coach, a mentor, someone who is discipling us in our journey with God. Relational connections that are safe allow us to really begin this deep heart work process. Because these beliefs are encoded emotionally as well as logically. Okay, they're formed by the repetition of a thought and an emotion about something. This is why repeating truth you don't believe doesn't work. Okay, you can't just say, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy when you have a core belief that you're sad. Okay, this creates internal resistance. But when God meets you in that sadness or in the wound in your heart, and he speaks truth there, now the belief begins the journey of transformation. Now, talking to leaders specifically, leaders are especially skilled at ignoring wounds, okay, because they're taught and expected to adapt, to compensate, to achieve, but the cost shows up later in emotional fatigue, reactivity, loss of joy, hesitation around their calling, or their risk-taking abilities. In Isaiah 61, Jesus came to heal the brokenhearted, not just to teach them. Healing doesn't weaken leadership, it sets it free. When beliefs are rewritten, leadership becomes lighter. Decisions become clearer and easier to make. You're creative in how to see decision-making processes and how to find solutions to the problems that are before you. Joy becomes easily accessible. So I want to give you a few reflective questions. Number one, what wound do I tend to minimize or dismiss? Now, take it seriously. We've all been wounded, okay? And this can go back as far as the childhood playground, okay? What wound do I tend to minimize or dismiss? What belief may have formed there? Okay, think about the thoughts that instantly come to mind when you go back to that memory. And then what would it look like to invite God into that space, not to explain it away, but to get his perspective on it and to hear his heart about it so that your heart can come into alignment with his and experience healing around that wound. Ignoring wounds will help you survive, but letting God in there, letting him speak to it, letting him rewrite it helps you thrive. And if this resonates with you, I invite you to take the Spiritual Seasons quiz. It's a great time. It's the beginning of 2026, and you can start figuring out, where am I? Where do I want to be? And what are the steps I need to take to get there? What if God is inviting you into a journey of healing to prepare you for something in your destiny you've not even thought about? And if you know you're ready to go deeper, then the Inner Healing and Neurocoaching Program exists to help you experience transformation, heart-level healing without shame, pressure, or striving. And you can find links to those in the show notes below. Remember, God, he never rushes healing. He wants us to be ready. He wants us to desire healing because he's already faithful to complete it. We just got to step into partnership and alignment with it. I'm Amy Charbonneau, and this is Department 88. I'll see you next week.